Beloch, and currently I am homeless.
And you live in Tampa mostly?
Yes, I do.
Can you spell your last name for me, please?
B as in boy, E-L-O-C-H.
So, Mark, what happened? Tell us why you were in the park this morning, where you were, and then what happened.
Okay, well, this morning I was in Gaslight Park on Ashley Drive, directly across from the Tampa Police Department. I was waiting to get something to eat from Food Not Bombs. When they pulled in, I went to get me a cup of coffee, and around that time, one of the Parks and Recreation workers pulled in, came to Desiree and told her to pack up her stuff. She had to leave. Desiree told him that no, not until everyone's fed. From there, he got on the Parks and Recreation worker got on his phone and made calls. He was taking pictures as well, taking photos of the table, of Desiree, of all the homeless people in the park. Well, after that, that's when two Tampa police officers pulled up, walked over there, and one of the officers walked to Desiree and told her to pack it up. She had to go, and she asked him why, and he told her, "You can't be in here." He then asked her for her ID, and she asked him, "Why do you need my ID?" He was like, "Listen, I didn't come over here to hear what and all of these questions. I asked you to do something, you didn't do it." So she gave him she cooperated. She gave him the ID, and she asked him. She was like, "Am I under arrest? Am I being detained?" He didn't answer. He went on his radio, made a call, checked her ID. Now while we're standing there, she's been coming to the park for 10 years, feeding, nice organic food, vegan food, coffee, bagels, cereal. This is for people who are less fortunate, So I mean, the officer from there, it was a big hoopla. You had two more officers rolled up. They were bicycle cops. And then the Parks and Recreation guy walked over there, and they were talking. Couldn't really hear what they were saying. But I'm not going to assume and, put assumptions out there, but it was about food, feeding in the park or whatever.
So why did they tell you? What did the police say to you about why you weren't allowed to have food from that Desiree was sharing in the park?
Apparently there's a city ordinance that says that for you to feed you have to have a permit. But if you got to get a permit every week to come in and feed, I don't know how long the permit lasts, or if it's just for that day or that week or that month. I can't tell you how the politics of it, but I know this: there are other people who come out, college kids, even some of the workers who work around there come out there and give something to eat to those who don't have, So I mean, does the whole city have to have a permit, And the officer even said, "Well, I see people come out here and feed all the time, and the homeless guys around here, they know me. I talk to them." Well, okay, you talk to them, but what kind of solutions are you bringing to the table? You're harassing people who are doing something from the kindness of their heart, because they see, okay, hey, I know it's just a bagel. I know it's just a bowl of cereal. But here you go. You don't know. One person, some people haven't eaten for 3 days. So that bowl of cereal is like gold to them. It's like they're eating filet mignon. But getting back, the officer came back. He held her ID for about 30 minutes, and then he gave it to the bicycle cop. The bicycle cop came to her and said, "Oh, you're okay." He was like, "I know you guys come out here every Tuesday or whatever, but you're okay. But there is an ordinance in effect that you have to have a permit."
Do they enforce this ordinance other times?
No. It's like they pick and choose. They pick and choose. It seems like they only enforce that ordinance when from my perception, I can only speak for me and what I see. But from Mark's perspective, it seems like every time there's a feeding for the homeless, that's when they want to enforce it. They used to feed by the Greyhound bus station. They used to feed at the park where the Central Park housing development used to be at. You know, they used to feed by the by Marion Transit Center. And they ran them off. You can't be here. You can't be here. Oh, you're feeding homeless. They used to feed under the bridge. Oh, you can't be here. But now it's like, well, hey, go across town to get something to eat.
Are there other times recently that you've been asked by the police to not be around?
Actually, there was an incident back in October, and I try to keep my phone on because that's the only way that I can stay in contact with my family. I'm not from Tampa, wasn't born here, but I live here. So, you know, my family wants to know that I'm safe. They understand the situation that I'm in because I'm a grown man and I've made this choice. You know, it's not a choice, but I just wound up in a situation. But I was in the park. I was in Curtis Hickson one night charging my phone. And for whatever reason, the officers pulled in and, you know, they was like, well, you have to leave the park. Park's closed. Well, there were still people in the park playing on the playground. And I said, well, what about those people down there? Oh, well, they're not freeloaders. I said, excuse me? Oh, yeah, you're charging your phone. Stop being a freeloader and contribute something. So, you know, I told them respectfully. I said, well, if you give me a job, I can contribute. You know, if there were more opportunities, then I wouldn't have to be in the park at 10 o'clock at night trying to charge my phone so I can talk to my mom. You know, it's scary sometimes because being on the streets, you have to watch out for people and you have to watch out for the police because they'll take you to jail for trespassing. You'll do 21 days, $250 a day to house an inmate. I know this for a fact. I'm no angel. I do have a history. Okay, that's my past. My past does not dictate my present, nor does it determine my future. But $250 a day to house an inmate, to house one person, and you figure the jail holds 900 to 1,200 people. That's a lot of money.
Let me jump back to today. What happened today? Did the police tell you anything, or did you hear them say anything when they were asking people not to eat the food or whatever about why they were enforcing it today as opposed to, you know, the other times in the past when they haven't?
Well, as far as today, the incident that occurred this morning, he really didn't say, but it was implied that because of everything that was going on and with the tourists coming in, you know, he was like, well, you can't be here, the park's closed. Why is it closed? The streets are closed off. You can't walk down this street because of the event that's going on. We're setting up for this weekend.
He's saying that Gaslight Square was closed, or those streets were closed?
He was during the incident at Gaslight, he was trying to make everybody leave, you know, trying to get her to pack up. And he was like, well, I'll trespass all of you. I'll trespass all of you. The park's closed. But why is it closed? You know, I mean, is it you're trying to make us leave and we're just trying to get something to eat? Oh, you want to go to jail? You want to keep talking? I'll take you to jail. Okay. You know, that's how he had me, like, wow, really? For trying to get something to eat. This lady took time out of her schedule, out of her day, to come and bring something to eat so that you could get through the day without hunger pains. And you stop this. And nothing came of it. After all of that, it was, hey, you're okay. You can go.
So at the very end, was there anyone that was still able to eat, or were people turned away?
Yes, sir. While he had her ID, people were still walking around. People still coming up to the table. Hey, is there any coffee left? Any bagel? Oh yeah. She was like, hey, you want a bagel? You want some cereal? Is there any coffee? There wasn't any coffee left. And then one guy walked up. He was so thirsty. He was like, do you have any water, milk? She gave him a jug of water, a gallon of water. He was like, oh man, thank you. And the guy was sweating, and it's chilly outside. So,
Food Not Bombs says it will feed again this Saturday in the park. You know, are you concerned? Is that something you might go and get food there?
yes, I will. I just like I told her, just like I told Desiree from Food Not Bombs, I'll support you 100%. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want me to do, whatever's required, I'm there. Because I don't like a bully. And I feel like she was bullied today. They tried to bully her. You know, no one likes a bully, even in school. So yeah, I'll be out there Saturday at 4:30, getting something to eat and supporting Food Not Bombs.
All right. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Thanks.